It's Toya Combine Roar! Or Toyasumi, depending on which time zone you are at. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday or Sunday, depending on, again, which time zone you're at. We're back with some The Greatest Attorney Chronicles Adventure. Yes. Yeah. I had a full day, so my head's a little bit loopy, but yeah. What better way to use this loopy brain of mine than to spread it while investigating some crime scenes? Yes, I completely forgot where we're at. I want to say that we helped to, because it's been 2 months. Like, you can look at the date. It's been like 2 months since I played this. I want to say that we've helped to clear the name of our friend, right? Hang on. I'm trying to remember. Wait, give me a second. Like Soseki, yeah. Like, I remember, like, we helped to clear the name of our friend Soseki Natsume, the person who wrote Wagahai Neko de Aru, among other seminal Japanese works. Yeah, turns out he was not the one who killed that lady. Wagahai, exactly, Wagahai mentioned. Hello, Plum. But yeah, so now, episode 5, I'm not sure what's gonna happen in this episode or what's happening in the trial, so this is purely in the investigation portion. I will see how far I'll get into this. So, yeah, we solved the case last time. We helped clear the name. We got a non-guilty verdict, and hopefully, the curse of the Abbey. Wait, was it the curse of the Abbey? The curse of the Bailey. The curse won't be killing Soseki. Yes. So let's start. I'm really scatterbrained right now. Let's get it on. I actually started reading the real I'm a Cat in Japanese, and it's pretty far above my current skill level, but I'm too stubborn to quit level. But hey, that just means that once you're done with the book, your skill level, it'll be like you'll get a little persona box. Cha-ching! Like you'll get like three music notes and be like, your knowledge has increased. You'll start like expertly spinning your pen in your hands and stuff. It'll be awesome. Like, you're on the train. My knowledge will increase, exactly. Like, you're on the train with your cat in your bag, and you open up your book, and you're like, oh my god, I can read. I can read on my commute. Okay, but in any case, let's get started. Yes, let's start. The Hound of the Baskervilles. Oh god, okay. Not literally all of these cases being references to Sherlock Holmes. Oh?
Sholmes's cry pierced through the thick wall of fog around us.
Oh god. So dramatic.
Wisps of vapor flowed over the pistols I cocked it, and I waited breathlessly in the stillness.
Stillness.
Silence lasted for what seemed an eternity, until, at last, it appeared.
Oh.
From the shadows of the cloud, an enormous beast
Le
sprang
Doge.
out upon us. A hound it was, but not such a hound as any mortal has ever seen. Its eyes glowed with a smoldering glare. The whole of its ox-sized body was outlined in white-hot flames. Its rumbling pant and hideous howl, so terrified was I that I began to tremble with fear.
Oh no.
Look well, Wilson, Sholmes declared, gazing upon the mystical beast. For this is the diabolical Hound of the Baskervilles.
Okay. That was dramatic as hell, but alright. Nice. Okay, so this has to be Rinosuke. So basically, my weird thing that I'm doing is that I basically, wow, I'm looking at my screen because for those that are seeing the mouse on the screen, just as a refresher, because it's been a while. If you see the mouse on the screen and it's not exactly like going to the right place, it kind of is what it is with the stream, just because like I think because like the way I did my borders, it's not actually properly set in the borders of my screen. So yeah, like here I'm basically like at the most right that I am able on my screen. So if it feels like awful, I'm clicking on something and then it seems like, oh, like why is the evidence moving or stuff? It just kind of is what it is. I can't really fix it. But anyways, our first 2 months in London passed by in a flash. And that disconcerting courtroom experience we were first thrown into on the day we arrived in the country. And in Soseki-san's terrible ordeal that had followed closely behind, we had emerged victorious. However, there then came an abrupt end to our opportunities to appear in court. So we just had 2 cases? Okay, alright. Which was hardly surprising, of course. Since I was nothing more than an amateur, or, you know, as they would call an amateur, an unknown student of law from a faraway land. So life in our little office was very quiet. Oh yeah! Right! We moved into... We became attic trash. We moved into the attic of 221B Baker Street. We became housemates with Shomes. Yeah, that was awesome. That is, until it was shattered one day by that fateful telegram. Oh no. 15th April, 9:13 a.m. Naruhodo's legal consultancy. Open up, FBI! I'm sorry. Oh, hey, we got more books in here. Look at that. We got a big Danama. There's still like lots of white onions here for some reason. We're making some tea, you know? Oh, it actually kind of looks like the traditional. I say traditional, but it's kind of like the teapot with like the really a lot of like circular grooves in it to kind of support like the tea making. Oh, hot water. General hot water for tea, and this is the matcha whisk with everything. Okay, damn, wow, they really went and put a lot of effort into this. We got a skill because, you know, justice. Got a brush here too. Man, wow, we got everything. We got a brush. We got the ink. We got the charcoal ink block that we need to like run on, add some water to it too. Okay, and we have a fish tank with hopefully no fish, but who knows? Wait, no, there has to be fish because there's fish food right here. It looks like a prawn. Are we raising a prawn? A shrimp? Are we shrimping? I like how there's like, okay, what I'm guessing is that this is Naruhodo's desk, right? This has to be Rinosuke's desk. And if this is Rinosuke's desk, then... Oh, wait. Hang on. Give me a sec. I'm feeling sort of ways. Then this has to be Susato's desk. I totally don't have to look it up because it's been a while. Anyways, yeah. Because this looks like it's not a ballpoint pen, but this is more like a Western pen. And I see a Mikan here. I wonder what's in the chest though. Anyways, I'm dallying. That morning, I was woken by an unreserved knocking on the door by the telegram boy. But after he'd gone, Susato, hello. Susato-san's behavior became very obviously strange. We got a shovel. Susato-san. Yes! Is it time to leave for court already? No, we don't have a case yet, ma'am. Let me see. What case is it today? I don't think I'm scheduled to defend anyone at the moment, am I? Oh, no, of course not. How silly of me. But I think Iris said she would make us breakfast this morning. So, shall we go down to Mr. Sholmes' suite? Yes! She's restless, isn't she? Iris makes the most delicious breakfast food. She does, doesn't she? And once our bellies are full, we can leave her court in fighting fit form. We don't have a case, Sasato. I don't know how we're getting paid. Are we just paying for this with our stipend? Let me see. What case is it to... She is very restless. Okay. Here we go again. So it's been 2 months, like, since we've landed in Britain, right? But it's been at least like a month and a half, give or take, since the case with Soseki. Because Soseki's case was like, no, maybe like the entirety of like the first 2 cases was like a week, and maybe like a week and a half, give or take. Because like we were running out of funds to like live at the hotel, so we had to like find a place to live. And Sholmes was like, "Oh, why don't you live in our attic?" Oh, and so that's what happened. I'm gonna examine a bit. Hang on, I need to. It's legal. So this is the tea set that Susato-san brought with her from Japan. Let's hope she hasn't noticed me slipping sugar and milk into my cup when she makes it. It's just so bitter. Rinosuke, no! No, you can't do that. We haven't invented that yet. Wait. Maybe? Wait, hang on. When? Wait, hang on. Let me look it up. When did matcha latte originate? Like, when did it come out? Okay, I know matcha was like 1191, but like... Hang on. So Google's telling me 2004, which I think it's... You know, like, I feel like it got more popularized, but, like, I feel like if milk became a thing, because like, Japan in this time was getting more westernized, right? We had, like, they had Western restaurants. Like, our first case was, you know, a steakhouse murder, right? Which means that, obviously, a lot more, like, red teas and more Western teas were being brought along. And there's obviously gonna be, like, tea houses that add milk and stuff, right? So... probably a lot of people at the time were also sneakily adding milk and sugar, right? Potentially? Like, it's not traditional, but I don't doubt that that's gonna be a thing, because it's like, you know, really sacrilegious. Like, it's like some people like drinking espresso and being like, oh my god, it's so bitter. Let me add, like, some sacrilegious milk and sugar, you know? Oh no. Tea is a drink to be enjoyed, Naruhodo-san. You really don't have to force yourself to drink it, you know? I don't like to see you screw up your face so, but she drinks it because you made it, Sasato. Okay, hot water pot. It's spring at last. It's spring? Oh, right, because it was winter. Right. It's spring at last and the weather is warmer now. But I love the smell of the fire and the steam rising from the kettle. Oh, would you like some tea, Naruhodo-san? Thank you, Sasato-san, but I'm alright for now. The green tea Sasato-san makes me from time to time and Iris' unique herbal infusions. This place is paradise for a true tea lover. Green tea is such a wonderful accompaniment to British tea cakes, don't you think? Actually, true. It works out really well. Because it can be like super rich and then you have like something that's not as rich but can still cut through it. Chest, what's in there? We've only been here in London for about 2 months, but my desk is starting to look a little messy already. What do you like? Are you just studying or what? You could tidy up once in a while. Susato-san, I always say, making a mess is a small sacrifice to pay for being able to further your studies. And time spent tidying up is time you can't devote to the same cause. But are you studying though, Rinosuke? You're a serious guy, but like, are you? And time spent on ridiculous arguments is time that could be better spent on some simple housework. Fair enough, Susato. She wins. But I'm supposed to be the lawyer here. I'm gonna start using that excuse. Oh no, Plum, no. No, we gotta talk about the Dharma. Ah, the Dharma, oh right, it was Ryunosuke's, okay. Ah, the Dharma doll I brought with me from home. Still with only one eye colored in, oh. I said I would color the other eye once I won my first court case here in Britain, but it's been 2 months, Ryunosuke, what are you doing? But you have won, haven't you? Twice, in fact. Because I feel as though I'm still lacking as a lawyer. I tell you what, why don't you color the other eye in once you think I'm a proper fully fledged lawyer? If you insist. Aww. Is that just like a paint bucket or... That's a shovel? That spade has been in here since we started renting the place. Oh, that's not a spade, Naruhodo-san. It's a... Are we gonna do it's a spade, it's a shovel kind of thing? It's a ladder. No, Nick, it's a step ladder. No, shovels are for digging. That's for scooping up loose materials. It's a spade. Oh god, they really are doing it. There we go. We found our new ladder, step ladder. Let's go. No, spades are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a shovel. I don't want to dig a hole for myself, so let's leave it. Oh my god, the little like frown, just the... I love these two. They're so quirky. I love that. Ah, this must be the telegram. Let's see. Ah! No! You mustn't look at that! Not under any circumstances. Alright, I won't! Okay then. I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. But he can be very mischievous at times. And put the telegram away if you don't want people looking at it. We were rather lucky to find that Odacorium left behind here. The prawns, it is prawns! The prawns you put in there are doing rather well. And the anemones too. It's a wonderful invention, isn't it? The sea behind glass, inside your room. Another example of Great Britain's greatness. Having to clean it out and change the water isn't so great though, is it? We'll fix that in a while, but even with a filter, you gotta clean out your tank, you know? Is that Susano's room? I see the sakura blossoms. Do you know, I've never seen inside your room there, Susato-san. I've never even peeped inside. I should think so too. Why, Ryunosuke? Why are you gonna say it like that? I've never seen your room. I've never even peeped inside. Wonk. Like what's wrong with you, dude? Why would you say it like that? A young maiden's private chamber is a place of bittersweet secrets, you know. What novels are you reading, Susato? Whatever you say, young maiden. Okay. Let's go back and converse. The telegram. So, what was it about? The telegram that was delivered this morning, I mean. Oh, a telegram? I don't know what you're talking about. You mean the one that I pointed out that's in the blue folder? Susato, please. Dots. Dots. Sorry, but you're not gonna get away with that one. Well, I didn't think I would. So why can't you tell me? Susato, please. Dots. Actually, don't give it a moment's thought. It's nothing. Nothing interesting. Boring, in fact. Did you get like really bad news for you or something? It was just a boring old telegram. I'm sure it was, but like, I would like to know, because it seems to be stressing you the fuck out a lot. Please. That's 3 times now that she's tried and failed to convince me it was nothing. Dots. I promise that I'll tell you about it at some point. Alright? I understand. Alright, I'll hold you to it, Susato. Sosaki-san. I suppose Sosaki-san will have arrived back in Japan by now. Well, and he kinda hates Great Britain. Yes, I should think so. He left immediately after that terrible ordeal. Which would mean he should have completed the voyage already, or be just a few days away. A fortnight ago, we had that very long telegram from him, do you remember? Complaining of seasickness, so like 2 weeks ago, okay. But by and large, it seems the voyage has been going well. Dots. Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san? I was just wondering. What might have become of Sosaki-san had he stayed in London? That's all. You mean, as regards Lord Van Zieks, the Reaper? Yes. I can't help wondering if seasickness would have paled into insignificance in that case. The Reaper? Okay. What is it they say? That no one who stands in the dock can be saved from the Reaper, right? Oh right, it burned up in flames. McGilded. I forgot that it would take so long to get back to Japan from the UK at this point in time. It is a ship ride, so I'm like, damn, 1.5 months basically. Because it's like, we landed in Great Britain, right? And then we were basically immediately told, hey, you're not actually the law student, so unless you get a not guilty verdict by today, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of my country. So we're like, well, shit. So we did that, and then it was like, I think within a week we had to do another case. Yeah, and then also because we were running out of money for the hotel. So it's been like, it's almost like 2 months, give or take. Like an almost 2 month journey from Japan to the UK. Which is fair, honestly. Even 2 months on, the cause of that dreadful fire is still a mystery. Yes, but at least Sosaki-san is safely out of the country now. Presumably that means that the curse of the Reaper can only take effect within the confines of the city of London, perhaps. Even if that's the case, it's little comfort. I have a terrible sense of foreboding. If the legend of the Reaper is to be believed, it will mean he wields the sword of justice himself. Come to think of it, I wonder what he's been up to these past 2 months. Surely, not wielding that sword against more acquitted defendants. I mean, I'm sure he's drinking wine and tossing into fires, Ryunosuke. Because he seems to do that a lot. I still need to find a document that listed out how much money he spent, or how much money he wasted, like breaking chalices and tossing bottles of wine into the gallery. Yeah. No, I don't think so. Apparently, Lord Van Zieks hasn't appeared in court once since our last encounter. So is he just battling me then? Oh? Yes. Since Sosaki-san's trial, he's withdrawn from judicial service again, it seems. Really? Just like before, when he wasn't seen in court at all for several years. So, it's just been me who's had to face him in his recent spat of trials then. Just my luck. I wonder if luck doesn't come into it. Sorry? What was that? Oh, nothing. Never mind. I feel like it is intentional. Right? It has to be. I want to take a look at a court record again. Let's look at people. Sadami Kotoba, 16. The world's greatest detective, 34. And 10. Okay. 10 and already has an MD. Love that. My lodging is an office located in the attic above the suite of rooms rented by Mr. Sholmes. I call it a consultancy, but the clients aren't exactly beating down the door. The home and office of the world-famous great detective and his young companion, Iris. It seems people from all over the globe come to engage his consulting detective services. Let's go! April 15th, Sholmes' suite. Iris! Morning, Reno. Morning, Susie. Oh, right, I forgot. We got the the nicknames. Is Sholmes playing an out of tune violet? Wait, hang on. That is out of tune. That is out of tune. Yeah. Yeah, no. No. That violin is out of tune. He's also... I wonder who... I'm sorry. Like, hang on. Oh my god. It's BGM. Oh god. Okay. I'm gonna keep going on. Good morning, Iris. Iris. What is it, Bruno? What is that terrible noise? It sounds like a cat being strangled. Okay, here's the thing about this. I used to play violin, so I'm kind of like analyzing this. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure being put on the bow, like from the bow onto the strings, like almost way too much pressure. And it almost sounds like there isn't any rosin on the bow, so it's like really like, it's like the amount of pressure you put on the bow onto the strings like kind of helps determine like the quality of the thing, along with like your rosin and like other like, you know, just other factors. But like technique is a thing, and I still think that Sholmes is like, you know, like just gigabraining, and it's been fooling us this whole time, because it's like because man, this is really disconcerting. I'm losing track of stuff. Anyways, you noticed that, did you? How could we have missed it, Iris? How could we have missed it? I am not deaf, unfortunately, in this case. But yeah, I'm still of the opinion that Sholmes is hiding things from us. He is pretending to be stupid. Hurley isn't in the best form this morning, it seems. Is he usually in the best form? And I see his really tasteful bullet holes here. VR? ZR? Sholmes, stop it! His skull! Ah, Yorick. Oh, oh, I forgot to give Iris a British accent. Okay. Hello. Hello. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. Good morning. Dots. What happened, dude? What happened to you? What? A good morning to die, perhaps. Has something happened, Mr. Sholmes? You look miserable, and the way you were playing the violin before... My analytic mind is dead. Music is dead. The world is dead. Damn this blank existence! Okay, alright. That's all it is, my dear fellow. Nothing of consequence. You're bored, aren't you? You haven't had a case in a while, haven't you? Good sir, you need some stimulation, don't you? I'm afraid I don't understand. Well, Iris, isn't it time we ate? Some dry toast and insipid coffee for me. If it's not too much trouble. For a what? Cat? Wait! Is that? It's Manga! Oh my god! It's what? Oh my god, look at him, it's him! It's the cat himself! Oh look, it's Wagahai! Good morning, boy! Oh my god. So that's Sosaki's cat, right? He named his cat Wagahai? Dots. That must be some sort of tiny door for cats to use. Oh, right, that's true. They don't have pet doors. Right, yep. But how did it get there? Well then, everyone. Time for breakfast. Oh, wonderful. Let me help you, Iris. Ugh. It would indeed be a fine day to die. Do you not like cats, Sholmes? I knew something looked different. Something's missing from Mr. Sholmes' desk. Is his pipe? Has he not smoked yet today? Can I converse with him? Wanting to Jesus Christ. Wanting to die. You seem to be very unhappy this morning, Mr. Sholmes. What's happened? Dots. It used to be the case that in my hands, its violence sung like the dawn chorus. Its melatonin tones would make flowers bloom. It would? But now, the muses are unamused with me. The goddesses of music have thrown me over. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? For hours I've bowed. For days even. Through the night I've endeavored to no avail. That sound, my tone, is lost. Huh? That brilliant, clear, unwavering tone, gone forever. No more recitals of unbridled emotion. I see. Well, you haven't been practicing much lately, have you, Hurley? Don't worry. I'm sure it'll come back to you in time. Heed my words, Mr. Naruhodo. The goddesses of the arts are fickle. One day, they bestow genius on a man. The next, they unmercifully withdraw it. Oh, dear. Ugh, why is this happening to me? If they take the turn I have for the violin from me, what's this left for pity's sake? What is left? Your analytic mind, good sir? My good fellow? Deduction, perhaps? Isn't it what you're known for? The missing machine. Mr. Sholmes, I don't like to pry, but your desk looks rather empty today. Ah, well done, Mr. Sato. Your observational skills do you credit. Oh no, Mr. Sholmes. They pale into insignificance when compared to yours. You'd struggle not to notice, wouldn't you? You mean Hurley's great analytoscope? That's at Windybanks now. Oh? Sorry? Is that Windybank? No, Windybanks, the pawnbrokery. Why are his goggles at a pawnbrokery? Pawn? What? You mean you pawned that enormous machine of yours? It has some considerable value, you see. Quite undeservingly. But isn't it a very important machine for your work? Oh my god, the tears. I do wish you had consulted us if your situation had become so desperate. I should have gladly passed what little income I have to you. Dear madam, things are far from desperate. But the pawnbroker has your wonderful machine. How can it be anything but desperate? Making use of a pawnbroker is quite ordinary here in London, I assure you. It is? It doesn't sound ordinary at all. It would seem that neither of you fully understand how pawnbroking works. Oh, what's to understand exactly? Can you explain, good sir? How does it work? What do you mean when he said we didn't fully understand how pawnbroking works? To the people of gosh. To the people of London, pawnbrokeries are akin to banks. I see. Banks? You leave stuff there? On Mondays, merchants replenish their finest jackets and trappings to their pawnbroker of choice. Relinquish, okay. With the money they receive in return, they are able to trade happily through the week. And then on Saturdays, they go to recover their things using the money they've earned. I had no idea. This has been a fascinating lesson for us. Everyone does it, you see? Especially people in inner London. Okay, so like they leave it there to like, essentially as like pocket change, and then whatever they earn, so it's, in a way, it's either like a net zero or like a net gain at least, right? And should they have money to spare, they would purchase another fine jacket. Not to wear, obviously, but to pawn. The need arise. So why did you pawn the machine though? Oh, how ingenious! So, whenever we have something that's getting in the way, we'll leave it at Windybanks, you see? You just leave it there? So it's more of a storage than anything. A pawnbrokery can be thought of as an extremely secure vault. Who would have thought that even pawnbrokers are different here in Great Britain? Of course, you have to watch Hurley with it. Sometimes he pawn things he really shouldn't. Don't you, Hurley? Like an analytic scope? What does it matter? The world is dead to me now. You melodramatic bitch. Alright, I love you, but my guy, dude, sir. Let's examine around. Look at Mr. Sholmes' desk. It's completely clear. Isn't that a nervous machine usually on it? Wanting to die. We can never hope to understand what goes on in the great detective's mind of Mr. Naruhodo. Why, next time we're invited, we may find he's vacated the entire suite. I would hope not. I would really hope not. That's scarily plausible, actually. Oh, Plum, I'm not sure if you saw. Did you happen to see the cat? Wait, hang on. Is the cat part of the? No, it's not part of the. It's not part of the code record. Damn. Cat? Yes, there is a cat. There's a very small cat that popped in. There's all sorts of things. There's all sorts on these shelves. Chemistry apparatus, books, papers, and lots of things I've never seen before. It's all heaped up so high I can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple at any moment. Oh, it's such a charmingly untidy collection of paraphernalia, isn't it? Oh, so when he does it, it's a charmingly untidy collection of paraphernalia, but when I do it to my desk, it's just fucking messy, is it? Huh, Susato? It just looks messy to me, like my desk. But you, Mr. Naruhodo, must learn to tidy up after yourself. No favoritism there then. Can I inquire about the bullet holes? Yes. The letters V and R inscribed on the wall in bullet holes. Isn't it the initials of the Queen or something? It's so delightful to see in the flesh, having read about it in the stories. It was so inspiring. I fired 100 arrows into my own wall at home to make the characters pursue of Susato. You know, wait, how many letters is that? Hang on. Hang on. Let me take a look. Let me see. That's a lot of that's a lot of strokes. Okay. I see. I'm looking at it now. Alright. Super? But perhaps there are some things the great detective does that you don't need to copy. Ooh, tea set. It looks like that huge metal chest is being used as a table for tea and coffee. It seems very sturdy, with an equally sturdy lock. Mr. Naruhodo, you must go around opening things. I always have to keep an eye on you, don't I? You're very mischievous. How did you come to that conclusion? Okay. The fire is burning comfortably in the grate again today. It's a very different feeling to a Japanese hibachi somehow. Oh, look at that photographic print of a lady displayed on the mantelpiece. Could it be? Yes, it must be. It's the woman. Oh, how exciting. Which woman? Is it Irene? Is it Irene Adler, or whatever her name is in this this universe? Is it Renee Adler? Why is this low-key my dream home? A little messy, lived in lots of odd trinkets. I feel that's a total vibe, Plum. That's a total vibe. I mean, like with a bit more modern furniture, maybe with some esoteric ones, but yeah, really lived in. Is that supposed to mean something to me? So is it Irene Adler, or like who is it? Let's take a look here. These are all mementos of Mr. Sholmes' past cases, I think. If he'd been involved in my case, I wonder if the beefsteak from La Carnival would be on display here. A mystery shoe, a curious hammer, some mysterious dancing men, a bust of Napoleon. Ah, what an entrancing collection! It looks like an untidy assortment of junk to me. Rather like what's on my own shelves. Well, you really ought to learn to keep your things in order, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, absolutely no favoritism here. No, none. None at all. Nada. Zilch. No. No favoritism there at all. Is that a... Wait, hang on. Velocity equals sigma... P... Huh, okay. Alright. It's Iris's beautiful tea set there on the table as usual. Ooh, look at that. She's got the tea leaves and the thing. Ooh, she's got a steeper. Look at this. You put it in here, it filters it out. Nice. And I want to say that these are for ice cream. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. What the suck? Plum, no, not like this. A cup of one of her special herbal blends always helps me to relax when I'm feeling the strain. The English pastime of tea has many similarities with our own tea ceremonies customs, don't you think? It's the idea of hospitality behind it. That's the essence of tea. Let's look at a chalkboard. This is where Iris notes down ideas, isn't it? Let's see, what does it say today? The Boscombe Valley Mystery. Oh, how intriguing! Do you understand it, Susato? It must be the title of Iris's latest work. Is it really? I see equations. Oh my. I wonder what fantastical tale awaits us. Susato-san looks like an angel, but I bet she's dreaming of the most unsavory crime we could imagine. Best ensure that these stay internal thoughts, Rinosuke. Ooh, condiments. There's a charming little white shelf, and full of charming little bottles too. But the contents of them aren't quite so charming, it seems. Oh? Science is the future, Mr. Naruhodo. You can't deny it. I'm saving my money so I can buy some chemistry apparatus as well. Law, chemistry, takedown throws, whatever skills you boast, Mr. Sato. As useful as they are, I'm not sure that my throwing skills are worthy of inclusion in that list. What do you mean? You tossed us around with the Susato takedown. And this should be Iris's area, right? You got the little typewriter here. Everything's a bit more pink and a bit more floral. Wait, actually, hang on. Let me look to the other side. Yeah, different curtains as well. There's a completely different vibe. And then she has more light coming in as well, so she has to be the east side. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Iris doing much writing recently. And also, yeah, look, her chair has the same designs as the curtains as well. But there's people already set up in the typewriter. Look, as if she's about to start. That reminds me. When I mentioned that Iris was in the process of writing a full-fledged novel, Mr. Natsume was most impressed. Yes, Mr. Natsume. That's what I'll be doing too once I'm back in Japan. He said through tightly clenched fists and teeth. Okay, let's just talk to Iris then. Iris, talk to us. Wagahai, let's go! Mr. Natsume's cat seems to have settled into his new home then. Oh yes, and I've become very attached to little Waggy. Little Waggy. Okay, little Waggy. Little Waggy. I love that. Okay. It would appear his previous owner is completely forgotten to him. Cats are unfeeling creatures. Their mews are as empty as the hearts of the muses. Oh my god, look! Mr. Natsume had no intention of taking Waggy back to Japan. I wonder why he kept him in the first place. I expect he would have taken him if he could. But pets are strictly forbidden aboard steamships in our experience. And for good reason! Terrible things can happen if the rules of passage are not obeyed. Well, I don't mind, because Waggy's adorable. He is. Oh my god. Yes, he really is. Oh yes. What about the door? Mirror. I don't remember seeing that tiny thing in the main door before. Where did that come from? Oh, you notice! You are observant, Bruno. I mean, I have to be, right? Look, I use this. It's my latest invention. Huh? What is that? Yeah, what is that? I call it the cat flapomat. Of course. Gosh, a machine for making doors just for cats? That's right. It can make a cat flap for a little furry friend like Waggy in seconds. And it can do it in any door at all, no matter what it's made of. It's very powerful, you see. So we can break into places more easily. Lovely, Iris. Wouldn't it have been quicker just to make the cat flap, rather than making a machine to make the cat flap? Oh my god, her pout! Well, yes, maybe, but now I can make cat flaps anywhere I like. Oh, I think it's wonderful. You must make one for us in the door of her office upstairs, Iris, but why? She really knows how to come up with unconventional inventions, this girl. Hehehe. I was drinking some water, but Wagahai, what happened? Oh, what was that? Wagahai? Oh god. Wagahai, no! What was that? Oh no! Wagahai's tangled up in your violin! He's what? I think he thinks it's a toy! No! What's he doing to it? Oh dear. Mr. Sholmes' precious violin. Why should I care? What? I shouldn't be surprised. If the cat is a more accomplished musician than I now. Sholmes, what the hell, dude? Mr. Sholmes really is in poor spirits, isn't he? Well, anyway, I'll put it back where it lives. Shall I, Hurley? Out of the cat's reach, if possible. Maybe we should assess the damage. Should we? Where is the violin? Like, let's take a look. Ah, the string broke. Oh. God, okay, the paint chipped off. This is chipped. So the production of sound is gonna be really weird now. Okay. Oof. From what I understand, this is not necessarily a hard fix. It's just more of like, do you want it to, like, how much do you want it to match the wood, among other things? Like, how much you want to match, like, the wood patterning and also, like, the lacquer, among other stuff. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. The G string's broken. Yeah. The G string's, wait, is it a G string? This portion here, here. Yeah, the G string's broken. Okay. So, this is the violin, is it? It's a Stradivarius, one of the finest violins in the world. Made by the renowned Italian luthier, luthier, Antonio Stradivari. I see. Very expensive then. Oh, I see. It doesn't really look like anything special to me. You say that, but also like, So yeah, it's a matter of like the skill of the violinist, but also like it's kind of similar to like I guess like using a microphone among other things, right? Using a microphone and having like nice filters and stuff can help to bring out more richness and things of your voice, but you still need like the techniques and things inherent to it. But it's like sometimes with violins, like you can be limited by like the quality of the violin. But it's a thing of like skill versus like the equipment you have. So yeah, same thing with guitars, I think, and like amps and like other stuff. Sometimes it's a bit too saturated. You never know. I happened upon it covered in dust, languishing in a pawn shop down a nondescript back alley. Casually owns a Stradivarius, right? Like, I remember like in, what was it, like Persona 5 dancing, there's like was it Joker? Was having like a red, like a very like expensive red electric guitar or something. Just casually owns that when he has like when life will change happens. Okay. The broker had no idea of its value, so I was able to purchase it for a mere 55 shillings. A mere 55 shillings? How honorable of you. And until today, it has been my faithful companion in every great Paganini-inspired performance I've made. I ask you, is there reason to live in a world devoid of music? To tolerate this blanched existence? No. There is none. Dots. Mr. Sholmes. What, dear madam? What? My thoughts are preoccupied with fancies of release from this dull routine. Well, it's about the violin. It looks very different to normal, don't you think? Hmm? What do you mean, Mr. Sato? Oh, Susie's right! Yes. The tone of the wood is completely different. The tone? Can we examine further? And that's not all. I'm sure there was no crack here before. I mean, didn't the cat like mess it up or something? Wait, it's not even the right size, is it? So, wait, so he's been so bored that he didn't even notice that he was playing an out-of-tune chipped violin? Wait, hang on, but wasn't the cat playing with the violin and like it crashed onto the floor and stuff? Like, so shouldn't there be like chips and things on it? So, what? I'm confused, but okay. What's this? Dots. I'm terribly sorry to have to tell you this, Mr. Sholmes, but that instrument isn't a violin at all. Okay, so is it a viola? Then what? I believe it's an entirely different instrument called a viola. Okay, so based on that, it's not the G string that was broken then. Because violas are like one pitch, one octave down. Because like violins go from G, D, A, E. And I'm trying to remember like, and so E being like the fourth most, like the first string from the right, which would be the highest pitch. And then for violas, it's like the highest one would be from the right would be A, D, G, and I think a low E. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. It's actually been a while. I know more about the violins than the viola, but like yeah, it's something like that. It's still like the deepest notes string that's got broken. What? What? Alrighty. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, are you alright? You're right! You are quite right. This isn't my faithful Stradivarius. So what? Pray, is this piece of string flotsam? Calling a flotsam? Really? Alright. Not your faithful preferring partner then. Ah, I see what must have happened. Oh, okay, so he probably left his violin at the pawnbroker, right? And then when he went to take it back, it got swapped out, right? Yeah. You do, Iris? This is just a simple mix-up. It sounds like Iris might be able to tell us exactly what's happened if we ask her. Okay. Talk to us, Iris. Mix-up. What do you mean by mix-up, Iris? Well, you see, this viola, I mean, was at Winnebank's until last week. I need to be more consistent in my accents. It's getting kind of crappy. Okay, let me just. Okay. at the pawnbrokers. Not Mr. Sholmes' beloved musical partner. Oh, there we go. There's a proverb from the East, with which you are no doubt familiar, my dear fellows. Always let the beloved child travel. Yes, indeed. So you sent your beloved violin to the pawnbrokers in the hopes that it would gain personal growth? Oh, what a wonderful idea! Is it? Last week I pawned my great analytoscope in order to release my precious instrument. But it would appear Mr. Winnebank mistakenly furnished me with this tawdry fiddle instead. But my ears cannot be deceived by the hollow timbre of this piece of timber. Are you sure about that? No, but your every sense was deceived by the fact that it just had strings. Pshaw! A fine state of affairs this is. And why I always say, Mr. Naruhodo, never trust a pawnbroker. They'll try to fiddle you every time. I mean, hey, we wouldn't want that, right? You wouldn't want to be fiddled by any common pawnbroker, would you, Sholmes? Nah, nay. But earlier you told us that you could think of a pawnbrokery as an extremely secure vault. So we're gonna have to go to Winnebank's, right? Come, Mr. Naruhodo. Dilly-dallying will get you nowhere, but what about breakfast? We got to eat. Sorry? Crunching your toast with that vacant aspect. Pressing your coffee so obtusely. Are you not a little embarrassed by your own conduct, considering the urgency with which we are faced? you want to get your violin back, don't you? We must visit Mr. Wendybook's broker at once. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Sholmes? Precisely, Mr. Sato. Without a moment's delay. God damn it, Sholmes, I need to eat my toast. But I haven't finished my bacon and eggs. My dear fellow, surely you do not still intend to crunch your bacon with an increasingly vacant aspect, to fresh your egg ever so obtusely. You're just saying the same things, you're swapping out the words, my man. Alright, say no more. Let's go then. Don't worry, Reno. I'll be happy to heat it up for you again later. Thanks, Iris. You're an angel. Oh, thank you, Iris. As it happens, I am rather curious to see what a British pawnbroker's looks like. Alright, let's get a move on. A new location has been added. Nice. Ooh, we can go into Baker Street. Hang on, I want to see the outside of Baker Street real quick. Can I examine? Oh, wait, the pawn... Wait. It's just right next to us? What? Okay, alright. We're just right here, 221B Baker Street, alright. It's already been 2 months since we started taking lodgings here above Mr. Sholmes' office. Aw, look at that. I still can't quite believe it. I never imagined things would turn out like this. Oh, I know! To actually be sharing accommodation with the world's greatest detective. If I ever find myself before a court of law now, I'll have not one regret. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll be happy to defend you, of course. Look at all the different things in a window of the shop. That's Windibank's, the pawnbrokery. It looks much smarter than the pawnbrokers in Japan, doesn't it? Yes, you're right. I find pawn shops at home rather inapproachable, personally. It reminds me of tearfully parting with my favorite fountain pen. I felt so miserable. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, Mr. Naruhodo. Fair enough, let's get in there. You know what? It's actually really charming in his own way. Look at this. Oh, that's modeled. The scale is modeled. Okay. So this is a British pawnbrokery. Oh my! There are all sorts of tools and contraptions in here that I've never laid eyes on before. Ah, Sasato-san. And that spark of wonder in your eyes. You can't wait to scour the shelves, can you? I get the impression you enjoy places like this. Oh yes! I don't know why, but seeing such a lot of things I don't understand is a real thrill for me. My dear fellows, let us not forget why we're here. Oh, Mr. Sholmes! We are calling on matters of business, not pleasure. And clearly Mr. Sholmes means business too, judging by the spark of fury in his eyes. Ah, Mr. Sholmes, welcome back. Did you hear that brazen welcome? Well, yes, we are potential customers after all. We are disgruntled customers, Mr. Naruhodo, and it's time to inform Mr. Windibank of our ire. Come! The fight is afoot. The fight. Hello, Mr. Windibanks. We're here for our violin, sir. Naturally, you would recall this, which I retrieved from you some days ago. Yes. This second-rate fiddle is not my faithful instrument, Mr. Windibank. The color of the wood is different. It has holes in it. It's not even the same size. A wonderful summary of our observations, Mr. Sholmes. Dots. I'm so very sorry, sir. Did you sell it? Windibank, did you sell the violin? Did you sell it? Did you sell the violin? Windibank, Sholmes asked calmly. Did you sell my violin to some second-rate fiddlers? Windibank, did you fiddle my violin? He asked calmly. How utterly unforgivable of me. An inexcusable mistake for a pawnbroker. There's only one way to make amends. Sir? 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 So, he's gonna Persona 3 himself. Oh shit. Oh no. What the fuck? Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Sir. Sir, no. No. Oh god, he's cocked. Yo, he put the safety out. He's cocked the revolver too. Holy shit. Okay. I shall have to take my own life. Dots. Sholmes' heart staring him down. Sir, I don't think that will be necessary, do you? If I may just say one thing before I pop off, Sir, no, just give us the fucking violin. Give me the violin. Yes? It was you, sir, Mr. Sholmes, who took it upon himself to remove the item the other day, I believe. Sorry. As I recall, I entered the storm to fetch your violin when I heard, here it is. You did. And when I turned to controvert you, you had taken the viola and left, sir. But shouldn't you have chased after him? You literally live right next door to him, dude. You let him have a viola for a week. Dots. However, there can be no doubt that the blame lies firmly at my own door for allowing you to leave. So I shall not grumble or grouse any longer. May his guilt die with me. No, stop, my dear fellow. The fault is mine. I feel like he does this a lot, potentially. The gun down, sir. Thank you. Phew. So, yeah. My guy. The hell? What? It would appear that the fight is over. I do humbly apologize, Mr. Winbank. Evidently, my questionable disposition precipitated this tragedy. Well, you wouldn't be Sherlock Sholmes without that questionable disposition now, would you? I do believe you may be right, sir. It's either laugh or cry, I suppose. You are, it must be said, one of my more challenging customers. I needn't remind you of the peculiar collection of items you brought through my door in the past. Oh? Peculiar items? In the extreme, ma'am. For example, the unpublished manuscript of an eponymous work, the novels of Sherlock Sholmes or some such. Wait, isn't that the one that Iris was trying to publish? Oh my, a new fully fledged novel. And unpublished. A story I have yet to read, you mean? Forgive me. Wait, before I die, you must tell me more. Susanoo, no, that is not the focus here. Yeah, the unpublished story. Please talk about that, good sir. I must know more. Tell me everything. Wow, Susanoo-san is really fired up now. Is there really an unpublished story under this very roof? Well, one day the gentleman here brought in an old metal chest, you see. I should like to entrust this in your care for a while, Mr. Winterbank. For a chest like that, one shilling, sir, and a farthing more. It houses something of very great value indeed. The latest manuscript, recounting the adventures of one Mr. Sherlock Sholmes. I beg your pardon, a manuscript? You wish to deposit a manuscript? Indeed I do, for I am confident it will be quite safe here. And that was that. As such, Mr. Sholmes' latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom. Mr. Sholmes, is that really true? dots. Do I sense that someone doesn't want to talk about this? I continue to pay your fee, do I not? Then kindly continue to store my belongings securely. I see, so there's more to this than meets the eye. Of course, sir, of course. You're safe and sound with me, I assure you, on my life. This is all very strange. Okay, the pawnbrokery, please. I wonder, could I ask you something? Ah, a gentleman from the east, I see. Yes, that sable suit. I suppose I could offer you 6 pence for it. 6 cents for my suit? Okay. Without wishing to offend, the tone is somewhat dull. Sorry? Aha! But for your splendid attire, ma'am. 5 guineas, no less. Guineas are like... Guineas is, hang on. Guineas are worth more than pounds, right? Oh, wait. Hang on. A guinea is 1 pound and 1 shilling. I see. The same as 1.5 0 because a guinea was close to a pound. Putting prices in guineas made the price seem less. I see, but it's actually more. So slightly more than a pound. The colors are exquisite, the design exotic. Eastern artistry at its finest, may I say. Oh my! 5 guineas, you say? How interesting. that smile. Why do I feel as though I've suffered some sort of defeat here? Actually, I was hoping to ask you about your business. I've heard it said that pawnbrokers are used rather like banks here in London. Yes, sir, indeed. Many of my customers utilize the establishment as you describe. I appraise your items and offer them a proportionate loan and 2 months of secure storage. And in that time, they repay the original sum to me plus the agreed interest. Their items are happily returned. Oh, right, interest. Okay, I see. Okay, paid with interest, so that's how he earns the money. Gotcha. Alongside just actually selling things. I did not read that, did I? Okay. But what happens if they don't pay you the money? Then the items are offered for sale in my shop, as you can see on those shelves behind me. So you never sell items before the 2 months has passed, then? That's right, ma'am, that's right! Which means some considerable responsibility rests on my shoulders. Should a customer's precious belongings be lost, the only recompense for me is to end it all. But that's also taking the easy way out. You don't pay back what you lost. The very idea, Mr. Wendenbeck, is an absurdity. One should never talk of one's demise so casually. Says the man who was telling us all it was a good day to die only this morning. And let us not forget that I have already helped you take measures to ensure such a tragedy never occurs. Oh, what sort of measures? You took the bullets out of the revolver, didn't you? I engineered a simple device, which Mr. Wendenbank has installed here in his shop. I call it the Red Hand Recorder. The red-handed recorder. Okay. Is it not so, Mr. Wendenbank? Ah. What was that deep sigh about? Can we talk about the recorder, please? What on earth is a red-handed recorder? Use your eyes, my dear fellow. There are 2 just below the ceiling. I'm trying to see it here, but I don't see it. Okay. I can see what appears to be a camera attached to some sort of timing device. Very astute. It is indeed a camera, furnished with some 100 pieces of celluloid film. And every 30 minutes precisely, the camera automatically records the appearance of the shop. But if people are able to time it within the 30 minutes, then they can just walk out of the thing, right? Yeah. I have an example I can show you. Wait, no, wait, sorry. It is example. Damn it. Okay. It's been a while. Ah, yes. A print from the camera set to record the activity at the shop counter. I developed a special type of film so sensitive, it produces a crystal clear image even in darkness. Really? That's extraordinary. Yes, you can clearly see the counter and the door behind it. Look. So you see, for someone to enter the premises with ill intent, his identity will be summarily exposed. But did you not say that the photographic prints were taken at 30-minute intervals? Indeed, as you say, my dear madam. Then what if the incident were to occur in between times? One could only say that would be a cruel twist of fate. I must confess, your devices have been giving me some cause for distress of late. I beg your pardon, Mr. Winterbank. Surely they are anything but distressing. Reassuring is the word. It's the cost of the film, sir. You most graciously placed not one, but 2 cameras in my shop after all. Which means I must pay for... nigh on 100 utterly useless prints every single day. I'm afraid the cost of the film will break me if I'm very much older. Dots. Nevertheless, a small price to pay to ensure the safety of my preferred pawnbrokery, no? My dear fellows, we verge on an age where safety and security come at a price. Oh, heaven help us. My god, you're just trying to rationalize it. Alright. Now then, Mr. Sholmes, allow me to return your precious violin. Oh my god, look at that deep red. Look at that. Deep red, a black. Ah, look at that, that's so good. Ah, the very thing. Thank you, Mr. Winterbank. Perhaps this might mark the end of the peculiar items you tried to pop them. Because if anything were to happen to one of them, this would be the only answer. I really think you ought to stop waving that gun around. Someone could get hurt. Fear not. Sorry, it's unloaded, isn't it? Heavily loaded, it's single bullets, so no one but myself could possibly be harmed. That's not really what I meant. At all, no. Good day to you then, Mr. Winterbanks. It's been a pleasure as always, Mr. Sholmes. So, Mr. Naruhodo. Now we can explore at last. Okay, let's take a look around. This is... This is taking more time than I expected, but also, we're not actually at the case yet. Let's take a look. There seems to be a little door hidden behind that curtain there. That leads to the storage room, where Mr. Winterbank keeps articles that are currently in pawn. Ah, I see. There's nothing of particular interest inside. I certainly wouldn't recommend any larcenous activity. Recommend it or not, it's not something I tend to do. There is but one key, and Mr. Winterbank keeps it in his pocket at all times. Before he sleeps, he places it into a small pot, which he slides under his pillow. How on earth do you know about that, Mr. Sholmes? I am a detective, sir. It is my business to know what others do not. I am frequently assailed by information that I neither care for nor wish to retain. That is also true. Mr. Sholmes, you are a wonder. And a prime suspect that this pawnbroker is ever burgled. Oh, look at that. Look at that enormous ledger open up on the counter there. Mr. Windibanks is, if nothing else, very particular about recording the items he accepts. He'd have to be. Otherwise he'll get himself into all sorts of trouble. Which might explain the thing that catches my eye far more than the ledger. Yeah, the revolver, right? This revolver here. Do not entertain even a single thought of pilfering an article herein, my dear fellow. I assure you, Mr. Winnebeck would not hesitate to draw that weapon with a speed belying his portly size. Oh, you mean... You don't mean he'd... blow his brains out, indeed, in recompense for his blunder. That's not what we were thinking, but... oh my, indeed. But in any case, of course we wouldn't do such a thing. How could you even suggest it? Ooh, look at a grandfather clock. Look at this! What could this lovely big shiny box be? That, my dear madam, is a music box. Surely have such things in your own country. Oh my! Yes, but I've certainly never seen one so large before. Shall we listen a while? Oh, I see. So, I was gonna say cassette, no. So the vinyl's on top, right? Like, here. Ah, what a sublime sound. It's like the music of angels. Oh, wait, no. Wait, he said it's a music box. Okay, so it's through the things. I'm trying to remember what they were. I've never heard anything like it before in my life. This particular specimen is of a larger variety, commonly found in public houses and restaurants. It has a metal disc inside. Oh, wait, so, okay, so it is a disc, okay. There is a metal disc inside it, on which the notes to be played are recorded. Simply by placing the disc with another, any music you care to imagine can be played. My goodness! What a simply delightful machine! Indeed. No, the popularity has waned recently with the development of the gramophone, of course. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So it's the music box with the holes on the disc itself. I see. I was thinking it was a gramophone instead of a music box, but okay. So it does have like the digits inside, like the little digits on the disc itself. Science and technology advance at such an overwhelming pace. What an assortment of things there are in these shelves here. Crockery, footwear, clocks, and watches. Almost anything you care to imagine. Those are forfeited items, offered for sale by the pawnbroker. What does that really mean, though? When you pawn, or colloquially pop, an item, the pawnbroker loans you money against its worth. He stores the item for an agreed period of time, after which the loan must be repaid. If not, he is free to display it in his shop for sale, at the price of his choosing. Oh yes, now you've explained it. I'm noticing little price tags on everything. Of course, simply by paying the agreed interest on the loan, one can extend the period of safekeeping. So you may pawn that black gobbler of yours without fear, my dear fellow. My treasure university uniform, never. It embodies my student spirit. I see a little thinker here. Look at that. Oh, this is a pictogram, right? Something like that? Now, what do you suppose this rather enormous machine does? You look into it to like watch videos, basically. It seems to have two little videos for looking through. Oh, a stereoscope. There we go. Pictogram, my god. Allow me to enlighten you, my dear fellows. What you're looking at is a stereoscope. A stereo... Fascinating. It is aptly named, I assure you. Look through the eyepieces and see for yourself. Oh, I should be delighted to. Excuse me for a moment while I just have a look. Just before you do, there's something I should point out. My dear fellows, in order to see the image properly, stereoscopically as it were, you'll need to be cross-eyed. However, if that is beyond you, it is of little consequence today. Alright then, I'm going to try it. Ah! Mr. Naruhodo, you must see, at once. Alright then. Let's take a look. So I need to be cross-eyed. Like I'm trying to look at my own nose. Oh, I see. Hang on. Hang on, let me try to make it through. So basically, hang on, let me try this. So basically it's like, from what I gathered, it's basically like you're basically making it like these two images into like a 3D image, essentially. So you cross your eyes, and then you're kind of pairing the image into the center to give it more definition. And because you see like how, so it's basically the way like 3D glasses work, in a sense of like, it helps to focus your eyes and make the images pop. Like when you see a 3D movie with the glasses, right, it pops it into like, gives it more perspective, because you see how like the horses, right? The white drawn horses here, the brown drawn horses are here. Like the perspective shifts are different. So without your glass, if you have glasses, you can't really do this because the middle of your frame is blocking it. But if you cross your eyes and stare into the center, it should give, and then like kind of combine the two images, it should give like a more 3D effect to it. Oh, my eyes. Okay, yeah, that's what's happening. I don't believe it. It's just like a photographic print, but it seems like you could reach out and touch it. Yes. The sense of depth is startling, is it not? Stereoscopes are one of London's many fads. They are often found in little stalls in the park. People queue for hours to see them. Why? Why are people meddling with such black magic? Since I don't know. Give it like 100 years. Give it like 60 years, or give it like 70 years or more, and then, or however long ago this was. I'm trying to remember. Give it a couple more decades, and then we'll have 3D movies and stuff. We'll have stereoscopic movies. It is no magic, my dear madam. It is, well, far too complicated to explain at present. We shall save this lesson for another day. Oh wait, actually, it'll be kind of cool because I just remembered something. So originally, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles was only ever localized for the Steam releases, if I'm right. So it was only ever localized in English and other languages for the Steam release. So originally it was on the 3DS. So I feel like this is even more meta because because with the 3DS slider, right, the 3D slider, you could technically make it even more 3D, but then it would be kind of weird because no, actually you would need to turn off the 3D slider to cross your eyes while looking at the 3DS to form the perspective with the two images. So in a way, in order to actually see that image properly 3D, you would need to turn off the 3D function. You would need to like turn off the 3D functions of your 3DS to actually make that work. Because, wow, my mind. Okay, that's wild. That's kind of weird, right? In a weird meta way. Like you have to turn off the function of like the gimmick of the device to actually see the thing in the way it's meant to be seen. My god. I'm blowing my own mind. Anyways. I think I did not read that. Oh, that is, well, far too complicated to explain at present. We shall save this lesson for another day. Oh. I never thought about that. That's kind of wild. I just thought about that. Just because of this. My god. That's really interesting. Look at this. Whatever could it be used for? I have no idea. Ah. There's a small catch here. Look. We're gonna open it, aren't we? Oh. Oh my, that's amazing. It has some sort of spring-loaded mechanism. Which will never manage to put back to the way it was before. What are you two doing? What? Us? Nothing. No, nothing at all. Whatever this device is, it seems to have a pair of little windows to look through. I feel as though I've seen something rather familiar to this elsewhere. So it was basically like a stereoscope as well, right? Similar? Yeah. That's a calendar. Well, not... Well, yeah, okay. That's not a calendar you could easily miss, is it? 15th April, today's date. Yes. Yes, that's not for sale, I must point out. It is an Eastern-style page-a-day calendar. Every night at midnight, I tear off the front page to reveal the following day's date. The perfect calendar for a tearaway fellow such as yourself, Mr. Winterbank. And who was it who walked out of here with the wrong violin before? Well, when the agreed storage period has passed without repayment, articles are forfeited, you see. So I have to keep a close eye on the date. It's something of a pawnbroker's obsession, you might say. Oh yes, I can see you're very dedicated to your job. What? Only 2 pence for it? That ain't fair and you know it. The article's barely worth a penny, miss. I cannot offer more. Is it... Wait, would that be, Lestrade? Right? Sounds like there's an argument brewing over by the counter. Come on, that can't be right. Have you even had proper butchers at it? I've seen all I need to see, young girl. It is Lestrade. Wait, don't we know... I'm sure I recognize her. Oh, yes! It's the young lady. From Mr. McGilda's trial 2 months ago. Look at that. Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. The chancer earns her crust among large trials, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. And she had Iris's gun too. Hello, Gina. Gordon Bennett, you lot. You still have her gun? Hello, Miss Lestrade. I hope you've been well. Eh? What? You remember me then, do ya? Well, I remember being completely surrounded by smoke, that's for sure. So, what are you doing in here? Down and out like the rest of us. Nothing to eat? Gonna pop that black weasel, sorry, coat, have ya? What is it about this black uniform that makes everyone comment on it? Ah, good day. Unless I'm much mistaken. You would be the young pickpocket who stole our experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ah, Mr. Sholmes! So, you have something of value to pawn, do you? Allow me to see the article, and I shall negotiate with Mr. Winterbank on your behalf. Pull the other one! I need no help from some stuck-up day. Get out of my business. Go on, I'll make trouble for you. As you wish, Miss Lestrade. I will happily remove myself from your presence. Oh god, he just left. Okay. He's really done it. He's gone. I'm sorry, but as I said, there really is no room for negotiation here. What is that thing he has in his hand? Some kind of metal disc? Oh, wait. What if we play it in the music box? And you! Go on, leave me alone! Oh, Miss Lestrade, just pretend we aren't here. We shan't be offended in the slightest. Oh my god, Susanoo, what the hell? Hang on, do we get a... We do, there we go. His name is Pop Winterbank? Okay, the proprietor of a pawnbroker on Baker Street that is regularly patronized by Mr. Sholmes. He has a very great sense of responsibility to his clients, fair enough. 17. A young pickpocket who we first met during the trial 2 months ago. She and Iris have become firm friends since. Oh, that's cute. Because she stole Iris's launcher and she just like, I'm taking you back with me. You're adopted now. Susanoo can really stand her ground when she wants to, and considering the fact that Gina's older than her as well. Whatever. So, what you trying to sell, Gina? Pawnbroker's customer. Somehow I didn't really think you were the sort of person who would use a pawnbroker, Miss Lestrade. Yeah, well I am. Alright, I'm a Londoner just like everyone else. Not a problem, is it? No, not at all. It's just that, well... Oh, I get it. I know what you're thinking. That thing probably don't even... God damn it. I'm trying to get fucking accent right. That thing probably don't even belong to her. Probably got it on the dive, didn't she? Yeah, I can see it written all over your Chevy Chase. Well, I might have been thinking something along those lines. Ryunosuke, how could you? I know she's a pickpocket, but sir. You're not going to deny it, Mr. Naruhodo. You're not going to deny it, Mr. Naruhodo? Alright then. I'm just gonna come out and ask you straight. Do you pawn things that you steal from other people? Well, I don't know how to best answer that, really. Suppose sometimes. Yeah. You're not going to deny it either, Miss Lestrade? But not this time, alright? I swear. Nothing belongs to me. The disc that Mr. Winterbank is holding. Perhaps you should see what he has to say about all this. Okay, let's talk to Winterbank, because I think he just kind of was a bit too rash of his assessment. Miss Lestrade's disc. Mr. Winterbank, what exactly is this metal disc that Mr. Lestrade has brought in? It seems to have hundreds of tiny little bumps on its surface. Ah, this is a music disc, you see, or used inside a music box. In a music box? What? You don't even know what a music box is? You Eastern lot aren't too savvy, eh? I know what a music box is. I just never seen one of these discs before. Small protrusions on a metal disc encode the tune to be played by the music box. You simply insert the disc and set the machine going, and beautiful music plays. It's so incredible. Tell us, what tune is on this disc? Well, I'm afraid I couldn't tell you that. There are so many different types of music box, you see. British made, German, Swiss. I've no way of knowing which particular machine this disc was made for. Ah, I see. And that's it in a nutshell. I wouldn't have any customers for an item like this, even if the young lady forfeited it. Really, I'm already offering more than I should at a penny. That's a packet of lies! He told me, he did. He said it was, well... What did he tell you? Who told you? He? Who? Never you mind. It just ain't right, that's all. That disc's worth good money. I know it is. Well then, you have to try your luck at another pawnbroker's, won't you? Ugh. Could we test it out in this music box and see if it works? Gina Lestrade. He's been in before, of course. This little tatterdemalion. I see. And brought some dubious article or other with her every single time, I might add. Dubious? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? I'm an honest customer, me. So, is there something dubious about the disc she brought in today? Well, if only it were that simple. Sorry? What do you mean? What she actually brought in was a storage ticket. Ah, a storage ticket, so she was trying to get the disc? Mrs. Stroud has actually come to redeem an article from you today, is that right? Yeah, that's right. A girl like me has a lot of stuff would need storing. Alright, yes, that's definitely dubious. The article in question would have been forfeited at midnight tonight. But as she gave me the ticket for it, and repaid both the loan and the interest, I was obliged to return the article to her. But what was that article? Do tell us, Mr. Winterbank. The little scamp is wearing it, ma'am. It's the overcoat that she redeemed. Oh, right, yeah, because she didn't have the overcoat before. That's kind of cute though, it fits. It works. Oh. Well, what's wrong? What's wrong with that? It fits, don't it? I mean, it's mine, so of course it does. So, what about the disc then? How does that come into all this? Ah, the disc is something else. A new article to pawn that the girl and I can agree a price. Okay, let's talk about this. I'm confused. I thought you said that Miss Lestrade brought in the storage ticket today. It's really quite simple. Yes, the child brought me a storage ticket and the money owed on it, as you say. For this heavy black overcoat which you returned to her care as I'd understood it. That's right, yes. And rather unsurprisingly, as soon as the little ragamuffin put the thing on, he went rifling through the pockets. Oh, you mean... Ah, I see. What? Don't you know it's rude to stare at a lady? Ah, I see. So it came from the pocket of the overcoat, did it? If you mean this disc, then yes, exactly, ma'am. And she immediately tried to pawn it. Ah, yeah, so that is not your overcoat, is it then? For quite a high price as well. This is all rather suspicious, I think. Give it up! I'm just trying to pawn something like anyone else would. Miss Lestrade, may I ask who deposited the overcoat here in the first place? Well, me. It doesn't really appear to be your size. Me old man! It's me old man, ain't it? Is it Miss Lestrade? Yes, this is definitely all rather suspicious. Out of my way, please! Oh, hello, good sir. So who's this picture postcard English gentleman? Damn, alright. Good day to you, ladies, gentlemen. What's your problem, eh? There is no problem. As long as you remove yourself. I have a matter to discuss with the proprietor. And if you intend to make a problem of it, I shall see you outside, little girl. What hiding you deserve. Look, ain't it obvious? I ain't done talking with him yet. If you think you're such a gent, you should know how to wait in line. Well, you are an impudent little brat, aren't you? As well as a pickpocket. Huh? Who are you? How do you know who I am? The question is, how do you not know who I am? You haven't the courtesy to even to remember the faces of your victims, it seems. What? You mean from you? Broker! Yes, sir. I believe this filthy pickpocket has just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes, the article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. Oh my. How that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel. And needless to say, any music box discs too. No, you can't have it. You just can't. It's my old man's, or it was. Now it's mine. Goodness, Mr. Naruhodo. This is a very awkward situation. Yes. I think perhaps you should hear both sides of the story in a little more detail. Huh. Okay, you said it's your old man's? The gentleman's accusation. Miss Lestrade, is what the gentleman is saying... What do you think? It's all lies, ain't it? Obviously. That's all my life. I never even laid eyes on that dandy before. Let's hear it now, you little ragamuffin. You stole it, didn't you? That ticket you brought in here just now. No, I swear it! I swear to God! It was barely an hour ago. I was walking along the street, minding my own business, when this little gutling ran into me. I knew at once what had happened. I've been robbed yet again, I thought to myself. Those wretched pickpockets. Yet again? Oh, yes, as you can see, I'm a man of impeccable style. I will not deny that. This isn't the first time that I've been targeted by these backslum scoundrels. Now then, relinquish my overcoat. Grr. Come along now, Miss Lestrade. Give the good gentleman his coat back. I mean, Winnebeck, I know you're biased against her, but you should listen to both sides and maybe check, like, the date and, like, whoever you, like, stored the overcoat for, you know? If you're going to cause trouble, I shall have no choice but to call the police. Hold on, why is everyone thinking it's me? Just look at this dandy cove, and you think I'm the dodgy one. I'm sorry, but no one's going to believe you. Well, what about evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence that I've stolen something, eh? Come on, let's see it. Oh, I have evidence, naturally. You what? Okay, let's see the evidence. Evidence that the article Miss Lestrade redeemed actually belongs to this gentleman. Of course, we need only consult Mr. Wennebeck's ledger to know the truth. We'll be able to look up the name of the person who deposited the article in the first place. Why don't we ask for his name first, before we see? Yes, brilliant! I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid that won't be possible. Oh! We have the photos, right? You have hundreds and hundreds of photos, right? Can we look through them? I never ask customers' names. That's a strict policy of mine. But why not? Well now, as you can imagine, some of my customers have circumstances to consider. A great many of them prefer to maintain their anonymity. Yes, I see. But then, how do you know if an article belongs to the person asking you to redeem it? I mean, to be fair, it doesn't really matter so long as he gets paid, right? So... Oh, it's quite simple. Good sir. Might I trouble you for the watchword associated with the article in question? Of course, it's... Professor. What is this? Is this Moriarty? Yes, that's right. And all the evidence we need. This gentleman is the rightful owner of the article, without doubt. A watchword. Interesting. Right? So I guess it's just a little, like a little password too. So about these watchwords, Mr. Winterbank. As I just explained, I never ask customers' names when they deposit items with me. There are many reasons why. Certain customers would like to keep their activities secret. You're still here, Sholmes? That wasn't exactly a subtle glance at Mr. Sholmes now, was it? Great detectives have no dark secrets. Not at all. I'm not so sure about that, Sasato. Yes, well, anyway. That's why I always ask for a watchword whenever I accept a new article. But wait, then how did Gina get the thing back? How did she get the overcoat then? In many ways, it's like the secret combination of numbers used to unlock a vault. The date of deposit, a description, and a watchword uniquely identify each item. And of course, then I give the storage ticket to the customer. When someone comes to redeem something, I ask for the ticket and the watchword. And if that someone tells you the correct watchword, you return the article. That's right, sir. Yes, just as soon as the requisite fee is paid. And I've supplied you with the information you require already, but for the avoidance of doubt. But here's the thing, then why does, if that's the case, then why does, if Gina was the one who really stole it, then she wouldn't know the watch phrase, right? The watchword, right? So why does she have the overcoat? And I've already supplied you with the information you require already. But, for the avoidance of doubt, the article in question is an overcoat, deposited 2 months ago on 15th February. With a watchword of Professor. All perfectly correct information, sir. But how? Really, this is beyond a joke now. There's no further room for doubt. Ugh. There is, though. Oh, I thought Shrooms is still there. Okay. Can I speak to this gentleman, please? Picture postcard gentleman. Excuse me, but who are you? One would expect the inquirer to introduce himself first. Though clearly you're not British, so perhaps our ways are foreign to you. Oh, sorry. Yes, we're from the Empire of Japan. We're studying here. Oh yes, Japan. I've heard talk of the place. You're dancing? What? Its inhabitants live in some fiery brown-colored soup, dressed up with exotic spices. Sir? You might be thinking of somewhere else. And what was that theatrical gesticulation about? Perhaps. Anyway, if you are a gentleman, sir, you offer your own name first before inquiring after the name of another. Of course, yes. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a lawyer. Well, a student of law, really. My name is Sasato Mikotoba. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's assistant. I say. Dots. My name is Benedict. Yes, Egad Benedict. That's not your real name, is it? The little pause is not. It's not just meant to be like. It's not just meant to be like. Let me think about it. Try to actually give you my name. You're. This is just a false name. Enchanté. He's so refined in how he holds himself and how he speaks, but that name is suspicious. It very much is. Now, to the matter on hand. At hand. My overcoat. Return it at once. To some of the style to carry it off. Grr. Every move he makes, every breath he takes. I can't stand watching him. Oh. So, let that be an end to the matter. And thank you for your custom, Mr. Egbert Benedict, sir. The dancing, though. With such reasonable rates of interest, I might even decide to come back. That's why I hate grown-ups. Just because I'm a diver, everyone thinks that makes me a liar. And the contents of the coat pockets, if you please, broker. But of course, sir. Here's the disc for you. Just this one? Pardon, sir. I was expecting another. That is, I deposited another. Expect another disc. Oh dear. I regret to inform you, sir, that what was deposited with me was merely the overcoat. The disc happened to be in one of the pockets, but I was completely unaware of it until now. So, Gutterling, you're hiding more of what's rightfully mine, are you? Says who, eh? I don't know nothing about it. Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Wait a minute, that disc is mine. Oh god. Ugh. What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? Bro, you don't do that. You've drawn blood, you filthy animal. Oh my, yes, there's blood on the disc. It's because of all those sharp little bumps. The man must have scratched his finger on them. I found a fuzz, alright? I mean, it belonged to me, old man. So you're not having it. Oh, you take it. Me? What? Why? If I hang on to it, he'll have it off me again. So you keep hold of it. Miss Lestrade, why is this disc so important to her? The music box disc has been entered into a court record. Music box disc. A metal disc used to play music in a mechanical music box. A piece of music which remains unidentified is stored on the disc by means of small protrusions. I feel like we should play it and see what it's like. See what it says, right? Like, see what music it plays. But the fact that a guy knows about the music, the disc, right? And the fact that there are two of them, or like he was expecting two, means that... Wait, means that... I'm sorry, I just had a little brain blast. So, here's the thing. With this specific broker, right? He doesn't take names. All he needs are a description of what was deposited, the money for the thing, and the watchword, right? So he doesn't necessarily care who picks it up so long as those three conditions are fulfilled, right? So, in a way, this specific broker is not just a place where you can store things and take them back later. It's a place where you can store things and have someone else pick it up. So it's a place where you can make exchanges in a way, right? So I'm thinking like this brokery could be like unbeknownst to the person, can be used as a maybe as a place to exchange like drugs or something, right? Because it's secured in here. It's secured in it's basically like a secured vault, right? So you can do like drug exchanges and things like with it, right? That's what I'm thinking. But also, here's the thing, right? That means that Gina fulfilled the three conditions. She knew what was inside the safe. She paid for the money, and she knew the watchword. Otherwise, the bank wouldn't have given her the overcoat, right? And the words that the words that Egbert was using means that he was expecting the overcoat, and he was expecting like someone left the overcoat in there, maybe for him, or maybe he's a thief or something, right? So a lot of things are at play here. A lot of things are at play here. I feel like maybe I figured out the little twist of this case, perhaps. You there, in a black livery. Hand that disc to me at once, please. No, don't! He's lying! Grown-ups are all liars! What do I do now? How am I gonna resolve this? And then Chomps pops up, right? Wait, can I... Let me examine it. Look at all the little bumps in the disc. They're so tiny. Yes, the protrusions are called pins, and they pluck the teeth of the comb to make notes. And just on the edge, there's a small amount of blood. Yes, the blood of the mysterious Mr. Egbert Benedict. Egbert Benedict, of course. He definitely had breakfast that day, huh? When Miss Lestrade tried to grab the disc from him, the pin scratched his fingers, it seems. Like when you're grating some daikon radish and accidentally catch your finger. Ouch! Just thinking about it hurts, and puts me off eating radish. It said it's McGilded. Hello. Hang on. Oh, there's a little scrap of paper stuck in the reverse side of the disc. Look. And a scribbled word or two. It looks like somebody's name. Or McGilded. McGilded, it couldn't be. But it is, Mr. Naruhodo. A name I shall never forget, for as long as I live. But why? Why is his name on this? That's why you always look at the court records. Gina. Wow, Mrs. Strauss is really looking dagger, said mysterious gentleman. We need to do something to calm things down. If she loses control and attacks him again. Can we talk to you? Dots. Mr. Winnebank is clearly at a loss here. We have to do something about this before he reaches for that revolver of his. Look at Mr. Winnebank watching diligently over his shop. There are so many things I'm curious about. But somehow I don't really feel like this is the right time to be browsing. Calming this fraught situation must be our first priority. And I'm fairly certain that we can find just the great thing we need among the articles here in this shop. Wait. Sholmes? Help? Help? Mr. Sholmes. What are you examining with such keen interest there? As you enjoy a bar of caramel, I see. That's a. Oh, I thought it was chocolate. Okay. Oh. So. You found me at last, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? After that young pickpocket sent me on my way, I was forced to lurk in the shadows. Cruelly ostracized as the rest of you partook in the jovial atmosphere of fellowship. I had nothing to occupy my mind. I was too ashamed to let society see my downfall, what my downfall had done to me. So feigning mock interest, I pretended to examine the tedious trinkets in this desolate place. Well, as you shrewdly observe, gnawing on the only friend I have left, this 7% solution of caramel. Pray, do you claim to understand the depth of my despair, Mr. Naruhodo? But how could you? I was so lonely, so desperately lonely. You melodramatic queen, Sholmes. Then why on earth didn't you rejoin the conversation? Things have gone from bad to worse, you know. Yes, I overheard much of your conversation. Or rather, in my craving for human contact, my ears devoured every word that was uttered. You really were sad, weren't you? Poor Mr. Sholmes. I feel simply awful for you. It would seem that my inferences are correct. Oh, surely you're not about to tell us that you've solved the entire case once again. My dear madam, sometimes I wonder why my genius for deductions to be commoditized. How much could I pawn it for? It seems Mr. Sholmes has had another of his flashes of inspiration. But who knows if it will help to resolve the situation between Miss Lestrade and the mysterious gentleman. What's the right thing to do here? Listen to the deduction. Let's listen to it. Why not? Well, Miss Lestrade, it would appear you find yourself in something of a predicament. Where did the blue blazes have you been, eh? Pardon? When a lady's in trouble, a true gent's supposed to be there to help. Straight away. Not an hour later. Harsh, but true. And who, pray tell, are you? Dots. Mr. Eggert Benedict. You have, in my eyes, a veritably encyclopedic array of curiosities about your person. Nevertheless, there are two immovable conclusions I have drawn. I beg your pardon? The first is this. The true reason for your visit to this pawnbrokery today is something you have not yet revealed. And the second is this. A considerable crime is in contemplation, one you will orchestrate with the intent to steal a vast sum of money. Well, Mr. Benedict, what say you to my deductions? How? He's turned as white as a hard-boiled egg. It would seem that once again, Mr. Sholmes has made a flawless deduction. Just who do you think you are, sir? Ah, yes. As I hoped. That is precisely the pained expression I was looking for. Oh my god, my throat. So, shall we begin? Is it our dance of deduction? The time has come for yet another Herlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. Oh god, there it is! Great deduction. The game is afoot. The game is afoot. Let's go. Mystery Man's Aim. First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you ventured into this pawnbrokery today. Okay, before we continue on to this, I'm gonna run to the bathroom really quickly. Oh no, crap. I can't. You claim to have followed this pickpocket here, having had your redemption ticket stolen from you on the street. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different. Oh, this. Or not? As revealed by that which you hold in your hand. I feel like the cause it always tends to be like it's something when Sholmes makes his deductions, his dance of deductions. It's always like something close by, but not exactly correct, to help us like draw like conclusions from things that are around there, for us to actually like observe and look around. Yes. What brought you to this shop? In the first place, is the staff recruitment flyer. No, it's probably like the cane, right? Something in the cane? The piece of paper in your hand is a staff wanted advertisement for this very shop. Yet, even the most unobservant would soon realize that a man of your appearance has no need for such employ. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. AG? So if this is actually his outfit, right? And this is actually his cane. So we already know that Egbert Benedict is it's a false name. So his actual name is AG. Right? The cane which you unwittingly clutched to your person exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction. What utter rot! I've had this cane for years! The contradiction of which I speak of is, of course, the missing furrow. No, it's the acronym. Sorry, not the acronym. It's the crap. Abbreviation. There we go. It's the abbreviation. My brain is really loopy tonight. It's also almost 4 AM, so I'm like, The end of any walking cane would be terminated with a metal furrow to protect the wooden tip. Sholmes. And yet detailed analysis shows the wooden tip of this stick to be utterly bare. Therefore, there's only one conclusion. The rod that you hold in your hand, which appears to be a walking cane, is in fact no cane at all. That is true. You recoil, sir. Is something wrong? And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the answer to the next conundrum to present itself. But that's kind of true, though. Like, if it doesn't have, like, a furrow, right? That means if this is actually properly used as a cane and not just as a showpiece, then the bottom should be scratched up and stuff because it's making direct contact with the floor. The contradiction isn't this, but that's actually a key, like, observation too. The contradiction is actually the abbreviation. The name he gave us was false, right? Because he's lying. Namely, what is the truth behind this rod you bear? Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. The handle which you evidently would like to conceal is the key to understanding this riddle, you see. For the moment I saw it, my suspicions were aroused. What walking cane demands such a stout handle? Mused I. Dots. But of course, as I said, this is no walking cane. No, that rod is a shovel? It's the broken handle of a shovel. No. What? Are you insane? Now then, having determined this undeniable truth, the conclusion is clear. Your true motive for coming here was to take employment at this establishment in order to excavate the ground beneath the premises. Sholmes, please. Sir. Good sir, please. What a calculated crime you have conceived, sir. A wickedly calculated crime. Can we fix it, please? To tunnel underneath the pawnbrokery. Of course. You've done it, Sholmes. Wait, there's two? Oh right, the great crime. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. We must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have in the planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman, intend to excavate the ground beneath this pawnbroker with a broken shovel? What on earth do you propose I could expect to find there? Some long-forgotten treasure, I suppose? Save for such a fanciful theory, what possible reason could I have to do as you say? Oh, but there's ample reason. As you're only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. We need only glance at the furtive. We need only note the furtive glance. Okay. Ah, and your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped. What? Let us consider what would motivate a man to infiltrate a shop such as this and covertly dig beneath its floor. The answer is revealed by the console notice on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. I think it was drawn to the door, but okay. This letter gives notice of public works to be carried out in local area. And according to the enclosed plan of the upcoming sewerage works, beneath the shop runs a sewer that adjoins another, one that runs under the bank on the opposite side of the road. This madness has entered the sewers now, has it? By excavating the ground beneath our feet, you would gain access to the waterway. Well, have those in very close proximity to the great vault of the financial institution opposite. What are you? In summary, sir, you devise a master plan to pull off an elaborate bank robbery by dint of the underground tunnels. Master plan? Which brings us at last to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. With what plan did the thief hope to make off from the underground vault of the bank? Are you quite serious? Having consulted with Scotland Yard some days ago, I happen to know the answer. But naturally, the answer is no secret to you, is it, Mr. Benedict? I've no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us all we need to know. Are you what the Sholmes, what? A postcard of the Great Exhibition? I'm afraid you've quite lost me. Currently in the final stages of preparation, the Great Exhibition will soon be underway. and the government has provided extra funds to complete its centerpiece, the Crystal Tower. Funds that currently sit in the vault of the bank, on the other side of this road. Pardon? Yes, the considerable crime you have been contemplating is the theft of that which sits in the vault of that bank. The special reserve funds for the Great Exhibition. Of course, under top-secret police information, so keep it under your hat, please. Still the Great Exhibition's reserve funds. Shall we fix this, please? Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this pawn-brokering puzzle. Let's fix this, please. Let's fix this. Mr. Sholmes. Well, Mr. Naruhodo? An impressively upbeat deduction for a detective racked with loneliness, would you not agree? Is it true what he said about the bank over the road and what it has in its vault? Indeed. No few know of its existence. It is one of the government's most closely guarded secrets. Gregson told me, in the strictest confidence, but you just told everyone in the shop, literally. But you just announced it to everyone here, rather loudly in fact. Ah. And if it's such a big secret, how would Mr. Benedict have come to find out about it? There can be but one explanation for that. Clearly it's because the man is a criminal. But what if he didn't know anything about the money in the vault? If he is a criminal as he said, then buying a brand new shovel is sure to be the first thing he does now that you've revealed the secret. Oh. Or if he doesn't, maybe Mr. Wendenbank will. He already has plenty of shovels here after all. On my life, I assure you I'm not so unscrupulous. Or, Gino, I don't know. Well, hopefully this has taught you a valuable lesson. Sensitive information must be handled with the utmost of care. One can never be sure that someone privy to secrets won't disclose them. And once the word is out, it's out. Perhaps I'll think twice before confiding in you next time, Mr. Sholmes. An excellent idea, Mr. Naruhodo. An excellent idea. Let's fix it, please. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, you know what to do, I'm sure. Yes, let's listen to that great deduction again, and see if we can massage it into shape. Very well then. Let's start once more from the beginning. And before we do that, I'm gonna make a quick run to the bathroom. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Alright, let's do this dance of deduction again. Herlock Sholmes, magnificent, logic and reasoning spectacular. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Okay, let's go through it here. Well, this pickpocket here having had the redemption ticket stolen from you on the street. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different. As revealed by that which you hold in your hand. Yes. What brought you into the shop in the first place? It is... Let's look behind, right? So, by Mr. Sholmes' reasoning, Mr. Benedict came here in order to apply for the job so he could dig down through the floor. Yes, in an attempt to tunnel into the sewers to gain access to the money in the vault of the bank across the road. But he wouldn't get very far with a broken shovel, would he? No, I think it's fair to say his motives lie elsewhere. The question is, where? What did bring Mr. Benedict here at this particular point in time? Right here. Scribbled writing. Present. Take that! Wait. What? Those nurses were squad by somebody famous and as such are worth a considerable sum of money. In fact, that you... What? No! Can't we read? No, damn it. The fact that you handled the paper on which they are written with gloves only proves my theory. So I came here today with the hint of pawning it. Renosuke, what the fuck are you talking about? What spectacularly contrived logic led you to this mindless conclusion? Oh, well, it's supposed to be logic and reasoning spectacular, so I thought it contributed to the show. This is my show, Mr. Naruhodo. Kindly perform any peculiar experiments on your own stage. Sorry. So, sorry, let me examine it. I still don't quite understand why this gentleman came to Mr. Randombanks today. He might look like a smartly dressed man about town, but perhaps he's destitute, really. I really think that's the only explanation. You must stop thinking along those lines, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, I suppose you're right. Well, in that case, perhaps there's something in this pawn shop that the man was looking for. Let's look closely. Sorry, let me look at this. There we go, now we can look at it properly. Oh! Look at all the scribbled notes on the back of the flyer here. Dots. I don't believe it! What is it? Listen to what it says. Name, Gina Lestrade. Height 5'2". Green caps, scruffy waistcoats, grubby white shirt, blue satchel, ragged. It's a detailed description of Miss Lestrade. Goodness! There's even a sketch of her hat and all. Although, they showed it to her, she fired that smoke grenade launcher in his face for sure. And look, the details of the shop have been written down here too. Winamax Pawnbrokery, Baker Street, redemption deadline 15th April. Which is today's date. Why would Mr. Benedict have all that information scrawled on the back of that piece of paper? Let's look at the cane again. That's a proper English gentleman's cane, isn't it? Look at a beautifully polished brass on the handle. Yes, but Mr. Sholmes is right. It's not the sort of handle you usually see on a cane. Perhaps it's the latest London fashion. I mean, that's just guesswork, of course. Perhaps you could adopt the cane, Mr. Naruto. It might rather suit you. I have a feeling it might argue with the sword around my waist. Let's look at a hat. Why not? That silk top hat is whiter than white. Only an English gentleman could hope to carry off something so bright. But it looks so incongruous with the black overcoat, don't you think? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, why would he come out in a white suit just to take a black overcoat? That makes no sense. Perhaps it's the latest London fashion. I mean, that's just guesswork, of course. How about it, Mr. Naruhodo? I think you look very fashionable in a white top hat. Well, you know, I think it might look rather incongruous with my black university uniform, so... So, it's the information about, Lestrade. There we go. There we go. Properly. Yes, what brought you to the shop in the first place is an info about Miss Lestrade. Quite so, my dear fellow. It would appear that the writing and sketch on the reverse of the flyer pertain to the pickpocket Miss Lestrade and to Mr. Winterbank's pawnbrokery here. You originally told us that you had merely given chase after Miss Lestrade stole the redemption ticket from you. But that, sir, is a thinly veiled lie. It is the information on the back of the flyer that led you here today, of which I mean here to Winterbank's pawnbrokery, and today, the redemption deadline of that overcoat. So you waited outside for the young girl matching the description you have written down to arrive. And you have gone to some lengths to hide the reason for your pursuit of Miss Lestrade. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. The cane which you unwittingly clutched to your person exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction. Okay, there we go. It's the abbreviation. What's a furrow? It's the metal cap commonly found on the end of a cane, Mr. Naruhodo. Ah, the bite that makes the nice clacking sound on the pavement. The bit. Okay, yes, exactly. And Mr. Sholmes is right, it appears to be missing on this cane. But it doesn't actually look broken, does it? No, it doesn't. Though the gentleman certainly did recall when Mr. Sholmes identified the cane as suspicious. In other words, there's some secret about the cane that Mr. Benedict would rather we don't know. Look at that, the initialing. Look here, Mrs. Sato. There's some letters on the handle. Ah, yes. Those must be initials, I think. Right, initials. Ah. Damn, my brain. In the West, it's customary for people to engrave their belongings with the first letters of their names. The Herlock Sholmes would be HS, you mean? That's right. But that's not EB. The initials on this cane obviously... Oh. AG. Why does it feel as though that's not quite right? Let's look at this. The end of this cane is just bare wood. Yes, and according to Mr. Sholmes' deductions, I'm just wondering, like, are they, like, actually just looking around like this? So they're just, like, squatting, like, as they look at this, at the cane? This is where the shoulder blade would have been attached. Couldn't it just be the tip, that the tip fell off? I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but I couldn't possibly speculate.
Take that!
The initialing. There we go. The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, the initialing. A most astute observation, wouldn't you say, Mr. Egbert Benedict? We are led to believe, sir, that your initials are REB. Yet in a most possessive manner you have in your grasp a cane bearing the initials AJ. An incontrovertible contradiction indeed. Would you not agree? No, you're wrong. This cane isn't... You said before that you had that cane for years. So don't try to tell us that you just borrowed it from a friend or found it in the park. In short, though you hold yourself to be a gentleman, you have withheld your true name. Oh? That sound. Your recoil, sir. Is something wrong? And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the answer of the next conundrum. Okay, let's see. It's definitely the cane, but it's not the handle. Let's consider the bare bones of what's happened here. Mr. Strahd redeemed that fine-looking overcoat. And now a mysterious man has appeared, introducing himself with a fake name, and claiming that the overcoat belongs to him. but we know that he actually identified Miss Lestrade from a written description, which suggests that everything he's told us is untrue. So what we need to do here is somehow prove that the overcoat cannot possibly belong to him. Oh, we heard the sound. We heard the sound. That was what was okay. So I didn't voice it. I was thinking like, so why don't we make him wear the overcoat and see if it actually fits him? But there's a split seam. Oh, the seam on his shoulder there is coming apart. Look. So it is. Do you know, a moment ago when Mr. Benedict was surprised by something that was said, I thought I heard him make a rather strange noise. It sounded like a tiny growl. But now I think it was probably the sound of the seam ripping open. If you look closely, it does seem to be a very tight fit. The sleeves are stretched to bursting, and it wouldn't have a hope of fastening it at the front. If you were to run around in it, I'm sure the whole thing would fall apart. I'd like to see. Sorry? So how can we make Mr. Benedict run around? She's really giving this some thought. Susato, no, please. So it is a split seam though. Yeah. I was wrong, it's not the cape, but he is using his arm, his fist to like hide it. To highlight this portion.
Take that!
Nice. The split seam, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle, you see. Yes, because the overcoat is rather obviously a poor fit. Having forced it over your broad shoulders, the seam is already breaking apart. My suspicions were aroused from the outset. When you so boldly lied with your name and so boldly waylaid this pickpocket. This catalog of untruths has all been for one very specific purpose. To steal the article that the young girl would deem from Mr. Winterbank. But what really irks me is this. The considerable crime I initially imagined has been considerably curtailed. But why? Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. But we must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have in the planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggested I, a gentleman, design a wheeze to filch some tawdry article of ponage. Yes, you did. Have you forgotten that I redeemed the article in the proper manner, using the watchword, but so did Gina, dude. So did she. Had I not been the one to deposit it in the first place, how could I possibly have known the relevant details? Let it pass. Oh, but the watchword can be discovered. As you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. And your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped. What? Let us consider how one might come to learn a secret watchword relating to the pawn property of another. The method is revealed by the content. It's the book. The book is right here. The direction of deduction must change rather dramatically now, I think. Yes, no more talk of tunneling into the sewers. Which is a pity, because it all sounded rather exciting. Anyway. You can't deny that this mysterious gentleman did know the watchword. Yes, Professor. If you didn't know that word, Mr. Winterbank would never allow you to redeem the article. Or looking at it another way, if you did know that word, Mr. Winterbank would allow you to redeem the article whether it was yours or not. So the question is, how could this gentleman have found the watchword out somehow? Gonna look at a notelet. Look at this, Mr. Sato. Ah, it appears to be a memo that Mr. Winnebank has scribbled to himself. Let's see. What does it say? Oh, Professor. Dots. Dots. He just left it out there in the open. Mr. Winnebank must make a note of the watchworks his customers give him right before their eyes. And in an alarmingly clear script as well. Oh dear, I don't know where to look. Who knows what other secrets I might see. Can I look at the revolver, please? This is Mr. Winnebank's gun. Yes, loaded with only one bullet, he said. It would appear that being a pawnbroker is a very life or death profession. That might just be this particular establishment. This looks to be quite an old lamp, but it's obviously been well looked after, and there's oil in it too. In other words, it's still in use. Yes, it would appear so. But as for how it could be related to Mr. Benedict knowing the watchword for the pawn article, I have no idea. It makes two of us. It's literally the notelet, so...
Take that!
The method is revealed by the notelet on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. Yes, the broker here follows the same procedure whenever the customer comes to redeem an article. He asks the customer for the watchword and notes down the response uttered on the notelet he has to hand. Then he consults his ledger and confirms whether or not the watchword matches that of the article in question. I would expect nothing less of a diligent pawnbroker, but the first person who did it was Gina. But his diligence clearly has its disadvantages. What are you talking about? It is increasingly apparent that you were present in the shop before your accusation against Miss Lestrade. In all likelihood, you followed her inside and then observed her talking to Mr. Winnebank. When the diligent broker made a note of the watchword, as is his common practice, he observed him writing the word "professor" on the notelet beside the ledger. And that, sir, was the master plan we devised to steal the pawn article from the young Miss Lestrade. Master plan? Master plan. Planning. It's plan, not pawn. Damn it. It's plant. But you know, it's not a plan. It's not a, you know, it's not a pawn. It's a plan. Anyways. Which brings us, at last, to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. Thanks, Eurobot. Anyways, why would you go to such lengths to redeem that particular article from this pawnbroker? Are you quite serious? For an ill-fitting overcoat hardly seems to justify the effort, much less a worthless music box disc. But naturally, you had very good reason to make them yours, didn't you, Mr. Benedict? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see? He's hiding something behind his back. The articles we're talking about are the overcoat and the music box disc that was in one of the pockets. Which according to Mr. Winnebank isn't even worth a penny. And yet this man went to such lengths to steal them. Why? I wonder if perhaps we already have the evidence we need to explain it, Mr. Naruhodo. Could we? Really? I better have a thorough look through all the evidence we've collected. Oh, okay, so it is literally is this because it's from McGilded. Take that! You see, this music box disc tells us all we need to know. What's that? On the back. It reads for McGilded. Ugh. Ah, Mr. Magnus McGilded. The unfortunate philanthropist who perished in curious circumstances at the Old Bailey 2 months ago. A prominent man in London. though his loan-mongering demonstrated a distinct lack of scruples. So, you're an associate of his, are you? Or perhaps a subordinate? Thoughts? Mr. McGilded was a man of unusually small stature. In fact, he was precisely the right size for that overcoat that you squeeze yourselves into. Ugh. Your true identity remains shrouded in mystery, Mr. Eggert Benedict. But the final conclusion here is crystal clear. The reason you came to this pawnbrokery today was to retrieve an article left behind by the late Magnus McGilded. Okay, now that I know what to look for, I can actually see the split seam in the animation when he's spinning. Because I think before I didn't notice it, so it just looked like a really smooth transition. But yay, we did it! Deduction complete. Elementary. Let's go. Well, well. Mr. Magnus McGilded. Not a name I expected to hear in these circumstances. Dots. Miss Sholmes, I'm afraid there's something very troubling on my mind. Pray tell, Mrs. Sato. Well, according to what Mr. Winnebeck told us earlier, today was the final day on which the code could have been redeemed, was it not? Yes, ma'am. That is correct. Today would be precisely 2 months since it was first deposited. So wait, so he deposited this... So he would have deposited this coat, like, literally the day we arrived. Like, the day we arrived in Great Britain. Like, the day of his trial. Well, today is 15th April, so 2 months ago today. Would have been 15th February, sir. That's right. It's all carefully recorded in my ledger. Deposited at 10:30 p.m., I say. What? But that suggests... Yes. 15th February is precisely the day on which the omnibus murder took place. At 10:30 in the evening is precisely the time at which the terrible events were unfolding. Suggestive is not the word. It would seem the matter is entirely beyond coincidence. You are, of course, at liberty to make whatever outlandish deductions you choose, however. Oh god. I must insist you hand over the music box disc. Now, you took a revolt. God damn, sir. It would be a terrible shame to return you to for you to return to your native land in a box. 22. Absolutely not. There are some things a man must protect at all costs. This may well be one of those things. Then again, it may not. Runose, come on, man! Mr. Winterbank! This is my shop! I can't allow any harm to come to my customers. If that were to happen, I should have to take... Motherfucker, point the gun at the other dude, not at yourself. It's like, okay, this is reminding me of that little sketch, like that video sketch where it's like, this is hold up, I'm holding myself hostage, and then the police are like, oh yeah, I'm holding myself hostage. Yeah, I'm holding myself hostage. It's like, and then it became like a Mexican standoff. But then, instead of holding the guns at each other, they're just holding it at themselves. So it's like, yeah, we're just at this. We're just doing this now. Mr. Windenbank, no. All right, that's enough. Gregson, hello! Inspector Gregson! Inspector! That's right, Sunshine. The alarm was raised on one of our dedicated emergency lines. So we got here as fast as we could. Now, what's this all about, eh? Well, as you can see, this guy is holding us at gunpoint. Oh, praise be, you're at last! I was moments away from forfeiting my own life and my very own establishment. Dots. It would seem you have the upper hand. Right, you lot got some explaining to do. I don't appreciate being bothered with some petty argy-bargy. Petty? Mr. Winbeck very nearly met with his end. Yeah, by his own gun as far as I could tell. Oh dear. And how will Britain could meet with his end if I don't get to the bottom of the case I'm supposed to be working on? What on earth is the case, Inspector? Spare no details, Gregson. I might have said a little too much. No matter. It's nothing to do with you lot. Anyway, so you're gonna have to come with me down to the station. But of course, Inspector. Oh, did he dance away? He's getting away! Get after him, lads! Wasn't a beat officer too? Sir! He fucking flamenco danced his way out of there. God damn, sir. Or I guess like he just ballerina span out of there. Like either way, he made such a flourish. All right. There's been a spate of thefts at pawn shops around here recently. So we fitted emergency buttons underneath the counters for brokers to let us know when there's trouble. Oh, Inspector, I was very worried there for a while. Very worried indeed. Now then, Mr. Permanently in mourning. Oh, yes? I'll be taking that whatever it is of McGoldit's down to the yard, thank you very much. So hand it over. Oh, yes, of course. No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. Mine. I'm sorry, miss. But anything belonging to McGoldit has to be taken in as evidence now. As evidence? If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. It's all yours, Inspector. Grr. And so, we handed Mr. McGoldit's desk over to Inspector Gregson. And we're summarily turfed out of the shop and onto the street. Alright, to be continued, yay! At least we completed the investigation portion. I was not expecting to go this long, but you know what? We did it. Yay. Dang. We'll save our progress. Let's go. Okay, but on that note, we're gonna call it here. So yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate it. If you have the rest of the day going for you, please have a very wonderful rest of your day. And if you need to rest in increments and go to bed like I do, because it is 4:30 a.m., then Toyasumi to you. Good night. Yeah, I really love the interactions in this portion of the story. Like, there was a lot more talking, like there was a lot more exposition than I expected, but it is really nice to like kind of read through and just see like what are the things that are here, like just to get like characters' like opinions and like their thoughts on things, and then just like how, because it's getting like a bit easier to kind of see like what are the things that Sholmes is talking about. Like I messed up on the first one just because like I forgot I could actually examine more of the thing, like examine more of the items before I like present them. But yeah, getting back to the swing of things, because it's been 2 months since I played this game last. So yeah, I'm gonna carry on with this tomorrow again. We're gonna be doing investigation part 2, and yeah, I hope y'all be able to join me for the ride for that. But in any case, I'm gonna be doing a raid. I just saw someone that just popped online, so we're gonna be raiding them. So let me pull up all my raid messages. So yeah, if you can copy the raid message and join in for the raid, that'll be amazing. And we're gonna be raiding Tega. Yes, I got that right. For those that don't know Tega, Tega is if I believe he is a wolf. I think he is a wolf. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely getting his VTuber. Yes, he is a wolf. He is a mimic wolf VTuber, and he's honestly a really chill guy. He's also, you know, we're like in a way almost like color scheme homies in a way, because I'm more blue, but you know, we're both like white-haired VTubers. And we've collaborated in like a capacity before, so it was always nice to like go on and say hi to him. So yeah, let's go head on over and give him a Snow Patrol greeting, shall we? Yeah. So yeah, more Great Ace Attorney Chronicles tomorrow. We'll be doing part 2 of the Adventure of the Unspeakable Story, and I hope I'll see you all there again tomorrow. So in any case, Otsuya. Wow, that was really weak. Otsuya, and as always, this has been Toya, and I'll see ya